She's all rolling. G'day everyone, welcome back to Steve's Place Down Under. This morning I'm heading up to put the master cylinder back on the AEC and see if we can get a clutch pedal. Not sure how the slave is, but anyway, we'll try and bleed her up, and if that's the next thing to come off, that's how it's going to be. But I couldn't really test that without laying under it, and you know, wasn't really the environment for that on that day. So anyway, we'll just put this on, see if we can crack the nipple leading down over the top, and see what she does. If not, I'll have to pull that off and rebuild it on the bench. So I'll just jump back quickly to when I did the master on the bench at home, show you a bit of that, then we'll get back into putting it on. Okay, everyone, back on the Mammoth Major here. So this is the master off the clutch. I don't know how the slave is, I'm just starting with this. So took the fittings out and blanked them off. That's just blanked off there. And then I'll blank these other two off, one with another grease nipple. So I'm going to use the grease to force out that, in theory, to push that plunger out of there, which I've done plenty of times, but it depends on how much they're seized. And as I said earlier, it didn't take a lot to push it down, and it did stick, so I think the same sort of effort would be required to get it back out. Probably no good for the rubber doing this, but chances are it's buggered anyhow if it's stuck. There we go. Easy as that. Okay, here we are again. Just, you'll have to excuse the sun again. It's a lot earlier than the last video I done when we cranked her up, but there's a lot of glare in that last video, which I couldn't help. Whether it's a setting or not, I don't know, but I had a lot of people tell me it was a Marshall Major and a Mammoth Major. Now, a couple of blokes I know that know these things, and I could be wrong, I don't know, but they say it's a Marshall Major because it's got the AV505 engine, and it's got the little front mounted, well, not the drop-in diffs, the little Maudsley diffs apparently. I think Maudsley, someone said. He's trying to... Apparently it's rare, this thing. I'm not sure, I know nothing about them. Someone said they have a splitter box too if they're 8-wheelers, whether that's a Mammoth or a Marshall, I don't know. It has got a little button on the gear stick, but the earlier splitters had a stick, not a button, but I'm not sure, I could be wrong, like an air control switch. So I'll probably have to throw the shed over on her again. I haven't got help this morning. My mate's busy today, but I'll see what I can do by myself here. Put that on, and then I'll try and find the the slave. She'd have to be around the bell housing here somewhere. Anyway, we're only looking for a bleed nipple really. Don't really have to access it fully. I probably won't show too much of putting it on because I could barely get my hands in there, let alone the camera, so real bugger of a spot. I'm not sure if you can hear that roaring in the background. That's actually lions. It may pick it up and we can just hear the birds, I'm not sure, but they... Anyway, if you want to see those, I did do a video on them. I do a bit of volunteer work there, fixing their mowers and buggies and equipment. A wildlife retreat. Go back and have a look, it's on my channel there somewhere. It's not back that far. You've got to throw the seat over on her. if you put the pin back in this side or not. Certainly did. I don't know if you can hear that aeroplane as good as I can, but they seem to look down and find where I'm filming, then circle around so I can hear them. She has got a little bit of rust in it, but yeah, certainly not bad. I haven't shared the whole journey. One, you couldn't see it, and two, there's a few Aussie words that I didn't want to share with the rest of the world that sometimes come out in these situations. Should have brought a leaf blower up and got all the Santa Clauses off her. That bolt's bottomed out and still loose for some reason. It's the one that come out of it. Unless that was how it was. Certainly don't look original bolts there. 5/16 UNC, which to me just looks like they come from a bolt shop, but I could be wrong. Put the pin in her. Pin's just a bolt too, which to me wouldn't be original, but again, could be wrong. I thought it'd be a pin with a cotter pin or something through it. Absolutely no room at all. It's got this great big brake treadle valve next to it. Okay, need some help. I've got to hold that big heavy pedal up with my thumb, and not much mechanical advantage working this way. Anyway, she's on. Didn't bring 2 half-inch spanners. I'll have to use a little shifter to hold the other side of it. Actually, the extension might reach that on a small angle, perhaps. It's got a lock nut, so you just do it up till it's just firm, so it doesn't squash that clevis. Okay, so what I just done down, I thought I was filming, I was, but it wasn't pointing at me, it was pointing where it is now. What I did down there was took a line off, not the fitting I had out before, that's a banjo, then there's a compression fitting. I took that out and used my finger as just as a check valve, so let the air out, block it off. When the pedal comes back up, it draws the brake fluid in. So now the master is bled. Now we've just got to get it back to the slave. So whether there'll be air in that line, it should still be full, but there will be some sort of air in it. This is where I need 2 people, one to pump the pedal and one to crack the bleed on the slave. Okay, right, I'm going to swing up into her here, this mighty platform that stays with her. See if that pedal does anything before I get her help to bleed it. A bit stiff, but I don't want to blow that slave out. Oh, she's going. It's actually working. We've got a clutch, everyone. It feels brilliant too. Okay, we're cooking with gas now. Certainly cooking with gas now, followers. She's still got water in it, which is great. Engine oil's still good. Someone's had this dipstick tube out because the bolt's been put back in the tappet cover and missed the tube. Absolutely magnificent. Next thing is to drop the shed on her and see what happens. See if she builds up air. And I was going to say that doesn't look good, but that's air. That's fine. The stopper's actually seized on the engine as well, which I'd rather working driving onto a truck. In case everything else fails, you can shut her off. Just going to put some, I brought some power steering oil up too. I swung off that mighty wheel there last time we had it going and noticed there was no steering at all, just solid. So just fill this big reservoir up here. Obviously a leak somewhere, but it doesn't have to be a big leak to drain a small reservoir over 10 years or 8 years or whatever the case is. Okay everyone, I'm going to go home and vote and then I'm going to come back with an air compressor. I noticed that second steer there's flat. I couldn't see that because of the grass. I just got a 12 volt one. I won't bring a noisy compressor up, even though they are noisy, just to plug on one of the batteries. Go around the other tyres and hopefully one of the blokes may be here when we get back if we try and move it, just because she's sunk here over the years. I'd say she'll need a bit of a help off one of them loaders or excavators. If you haven't seen the first episode of this, go back and watch how we started after 8 years or 10 years, whatever the case was. She was completely full of water up that exhaust pipe and we had to pull all the injectors out to get her out. So go back and have a look at that and see how she went after sitting that long. It's been a popular video, this, out of, I don't know, nearly 1,000 comments or something, whatever it is. There was only one negative one. A bloke said to me I post too many members videos and he's definitely not coming back. Now that's fine, you don't want people like that watching anyway, but regardless of how many members videos I post, there's going to be one main public one a week, which regardless if I stop membership, if I continue it, there is only going to be one a week unless I've got the content, because I work 70 hours a week and I can't film any more than that, unless I've got a backlog, which I do, but I'll slowly put them out when the time's right. So if I make those available for the public to see but only members can click on them, or I hide them, regardless, I'm doing the same amount of member stuff and there is only going to be one a week. So don't be like that miserable bloke and let it turn you off. That's there's not too many members videos. I feel I'm not giving enough. If they're paying something, they need to get something in return. So whether that happens or not, there will be one main video a week if I've filmed it. So mainly Sunday. So anyway, get that out of the way. I'm just going to duck home, get a compressor, have some breakfast, and then come back and we'll see what she does. Okay everyone, it's the following weekend, Saturday morning. We're going to give the old LNT 9000 a run this morning. She's never been on a recovery mission yet. It was only a bit of a rush job to get it to a show to haul some trailers and tractors up there. That episode didn't get a lot of views, so go back and have a look at that. So I'm just putting some boiling water on these batteries to clean these terminals up. This battery is coming out. I had one of my very, very valued channel members, Corey, he was with me on Patreon. When we cancelled that, he followed me over to YouTube channel members, and he gave me I don't even know how to describe it. It was just such a wonderful gift off him. It was a gift voucher for an auto parts shop here near where I live, and they happen to sell these batteries that I've been buying for a great price. They're N70 size, and with my channel, with my parts shop club membership, I only had to pay another $40 on top of what Corey gave me in a gift voucher to get 2 N70s, and I always wanted good batteries in this one because I work around it in here and trying to start it with these horrible bloody burnt out things. It's just going to make the world of difference. So thank you, mate, and Craig, if you're watching. I know the bloke in the shop. I don't know him. I know him now. When I was looking at the batteries, he come over and started talking, and I told him what they're going in, and he ended up gaining an interest, and he wrote my channel name down and started looking at it on his computer in the shop. So hi, mate, if you're watching, and if you ever get to Super Cheap here in Western Sydney and Penrith, please go and say hello to him. He was very helpful, and hope you're watching, mate. Hope you enjoy it. So we're going to get these out, put the two new ones in, and two N70s swing this old bird scarer over fairly well. So this is out of a truck at work when they changed it. The auto electrician gave it to me, but it works, but it doesn't hold charge. It'll start it for the weekend, but I tried charging it through the week, knowing this was coming up, and the charger didn't cut out, which means it's had it. This one did charge, but the terminals have had it, so I'll just keep it for tractors around here. All three 903s I've had have had 2 positive and 2 negative going right to the starter in Ford and international trucks. So I think that's a good thing. Being a 16 odd litre V8, they draw a lot of amps when they're starting, so I think that's the reason for it. The spanner I brought for that it looks like about a 10 mil on that other one. Okay, I'm yet to make a clamp for this, and it needs a rubber mat, so it's only going to do this one run. This truck jumps out of gear too, so I've got to take the transmission out at some stage, and it's a bit of a rush job. It was a firefighter truck I had here with a water tank on it, and one of the shows I decided, because it was registered, to put a turntable on it and chassis black it and everything, and she's still rough, but it's got a good patina look, and I sort of like how it looks, and just wanted to tidy a few more things up. So these need a clamp and a bit of rubber. Certainly not going to hurt it for where we're going at the moment. Okay. So from memory, I'll put the black tape on the negative, and it's got negative terminals on it. I only ever buy batteries for the road registered stuff. All the tractors, I just use old ones that I bring home from work, that some machines have 2, 3, 4 in them, and when they go dead, generally only 1 or 2 are dead, so I bring home the other ones and get a couple more years out of them if they only go to scrap anyway. So I bring home those ones and I'll get a couple more years out of them just playing around here with them. But I don't want those sort of unreliable batteries in road registered stuff. You stall them at the lights or something like that, it's not a good thing. Okay, Ron, we're going to give her a go. For those of you who may have subscribed just for British trucks, it is Australia, so we have a lot of American and Australian trucks too. This is where my real interest is, old whites and Kenworths, and I've got a great collection of these. The reason we're not using one is they've done a lot of picking up abandoned stuff. So there's a white 4000 671 there. There's 2 871s in those old overnighter Kenworths there. Got a Transtar 400 here with an 871 in it. Never been registered since I've had it. It needs a lot of work, but hopefully if the channel grows enough one day, give me some time to do that. This is what I really want to get going. There's a G88 Volvo here. It's had a lot of rust cut out of it. Still needs a bit more, but it is a complete truck. Apart from the radiator header tank we need, it's a complete truck. So I was hoping to take that round in the other side shed and do a resto on that when we can. So yeah, it's not just British trucks. I don't think I'm going to do any British trucks up. I will preserve them. But yeah, I'll definitely still have an interest in them. I just may not have one on the road, that's all. So if you've subscribed just for British trucks, I have got more down the back that I will show you, but you can see where my actual interest is. I like Volvos too. I know they're not Australian, but I do like them. Okay, so we're going to give her a go. This is a 903 Cummins V8. Transmission jumps out of gear in this one. I have got another 15 speed to put in it, but you know, whether I rebuild it or just put another one in, I don't know. It's overdrive. I think the other one's direct, that's the problem. You lose a bit of road speed, but anyway, they're a high revving engine. Let's see if she goes. I've already checked it over off camera. She's a bit over full on the engine oil, but anyway, we'll see how she goes. No problem at all. Thank you very much, mate. Look, this hasn't been moved since November, since that show we had. Give her another one. Taking her on her first recovery mission, see how she goes. Just went to hook up the flat top and there's a tyre off the bead again, so we're going to drag it up here at the shed, fix that. And then mosey on up, and looks like she's got an exhaust leak under there, smoke coming out underneath it. We're going to hook up the triaxle. Looks like the bird's about to party on the front of her. Give it a quick wash on the windscreens. It's the most comfortable out of all my trucks, this one. Everything's just in a nice position. It's just a shame it jumps out of gear. The transmission's noisy too, like it could be a bearing. It's got oil in it. I don't know. Go and turn around. Which tyre is it? So I won't turn around, leave it on that side. I'll give her a go. Okay, everyone, just give the windscreen a blast with some. We found a fitting here, it was leaking, and that wasn't pushing all the way in and let enough air into the trailer, so I just bypassed it there, which is, it should be hardwired anyway. The only reason I didn't do that to start, hard plumbed anyway, because this is a bulkhead and I wanted it through that plate, or I would have done it like that. So I just got to get a couple of bulkheads and I'll do them both like that. Plus it needs longer Susies anyway. Okay, we're going to turn it round and go out the back gate and see if the AEC will go.
Maybe at a premium today, I'd say.
Again, he looks after me. I use him every time something's on.
I'm starting to sell them on Thursday. They're in front of the bowl club at Kent's Creek.
Oh, right. Be dead by then, wouldn't they?
That's what I thought.
Been wired. Here it comes out again. No to fix that. There's two of them. Sounds like a marathon anyway. It's not bad. It's got a bit more wine. Okay, we've got her here. That old Louisville definitely needs a transmission in it. Anyway, we got her here. We're just pumping the steer tyre on the second axle up on the other side, and I just put an emergency, well, an engine stopper on it with a bit of wire. I'll leave the engine hatch open and just pull that in case the brakes or the clutch don't work when I get her up on the trailer. I don't want it to keep driving, so just as an emergency thing. I think she's going to have trouble getting traction here. We'll just give her a pull with an excavator or a loader just to get traction. 8 wheels are hopeless. Even that Kenworth I got, it'll spin on the bitumen going round roundabouts with all that extra drag there, and the suspension it has got on it. But this one's a bit heavier with that tipper, so we'll see what she does. See if she builds up air first. All right, everyone, here we go again. If you haven't seen the first start of this, go back and watch it. It was completely full of water. Now we'll give her a go again. Hopefully the clutch is still working. It's been in. Right, Mick? Listen to that, would you? Straight away. Oil pressure's coming up, about 35 pound at the moment, 40. AEC AV505 diesel engine. I've been told. I'll let it go for a while, see if the air builds up. It did last week. Well, it's been about a month now. Started good, didn't it? Yeah. Need to fix that bit of flex pipe. I didn't put a rain cap on it after it filled up with water because it's not going to hold it now anyway, so it's leaking there and further down. But I'll get a cap for it and a bit of flex, maybe one day. Until then I'll put a tin on it when we park her up at home. Probably spin, there's a lot of drag there and she sunk a bit. Clutch might be stuck. It's all working. She's all rolling. Look at that, everyone. She even drove out of there herself. The brakes are working. It's got the ratchet handbrake on it, which is working. That's holding her there now. Foot brake works. It's just amazing. Okay, everyone, she's getting hot. It's at 90 on the gauge and all the water just came out from underneath her. Don't know if it got hot and blew it out or it's dropped the water and got hot. I'm not sure. Let it cool down here for a while. It's only about 95, but I turned her off. Okay, we're just putting some cool water in her. We've let her cool down for an hour now. I think it blew it out. I think it actually got hot and blew it out because there's nothing running back out of it. This will get her on anyway, and we can look further one day when we get her home. It's getting towards beer time, isn't it, Mick?
Yeah. You got some cracks in
there. Yeah, I can't even swallow.
I like this.
Gee.
Video. That wasn't me, I didn't touch anything.
Wash it.
That's the toolbox.
You out of the way?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hang on, Nick.
Okay.
Just jump out of
Okay.
the way.
Jay, stay there.
Ran out of air, everyone, so I just let it build up again. I don't know what's on that engine or that camshaft or anything. I haven't looked, but there's an air solenoid goes click and then it runs as smooth as smooth. And then something goes click again when it runs out of air and it starts running like that again. I'll probably know the answer before you all comment because I'm going to look into it, but let me know what that might be. It'll run smooth again in a minute. There's a... I don't know why. Don't know. Thinking that was the case. Okay, everyone, it's not as high as it goes, but I think it's out of oil. She just slowed right down, so it's got a layer of sawdust in it, which is full of water. I'd like to get out of there before it rots that floor out, but anyway, I can leave it like this. I have got oil here. I've got some other jobs to do now, so I might leave her there. Mate of mine, mate of mine, Mark, he said he's got some brand new panels and stuff for this, so if we're going to do more with it or do a load with it somewhere around the place here, we might film that. I'm just trying to think what's coming up, but anyway, you all may see her again. I don't know if I'm going to restore it. I don't know if someone wants it. I may get rid of it, I'm not sure, but at this stage it'll sit here for the time being. Put some oil in her and I'll stand her up a bit higher later. The ratchet system on the handbrake's not working, so I might just get a block put behind her. I'll mix already onto it. And I'll stand it back up and... Right?
Yep.
What happened? You get wet? Right, everyone, hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see more on this, let me know. There's plenty of other stuff coming up though, so whether I get time to work on this, I've got to pick and choose because weekends there's not a lot of time. That's all I get to do it. So much appreciated the support we've had with the first video of starting it, and the subscribers we got was in the thousands. The views we got was 100,000, and I hope this one goes as well. But anyway, thank you members. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you on the next one.